Hello, today I'm going to change the whole mechanism in this Hugo Boss watch. It's my brother's watch. We've changed the battery in it. It still doesn't work, so I'm guessing the mechanism is toast. I've ordered a new identical one and we're going to go ahead and change it. First though, know that I'm not a jeweler, not a watch professional, just a guy who likes watches and going around and fix them. I have enough of my own that I've learned how to do it. There may be better ways. If there are, let me know. So here we go. Tools we're going to need to do this. First and very important, good lighting, and this one actually has a magnifying glass on the top, which is good because we're working with fairly small parts. I also have a headset with built-in light and different magnifying glasses. Not sure if we'll need it because this doesn't have a chrono function with very small hands, but if we do, I could be using it. I use a pocket knife with a thin stainless steel blade to open the back of the watch. Needle nose pliers, this tool to pull the hands off the face of the watch. If you squeeze it down, the needle come and grab the hands in the little tweezers here so you can pull it off without breaking them. These tools have different size tips to actually push the hands back down on top of the stem posts. Screwdriver may not need. A little blower to blow away any dust while we're at it. I use this also to rest the watch on so I don't damage anything when I'm working at it. A good quality mat with little places where I can put the hands or other stuff. You may also have these tools to pop off the back of the watch. I find these are fairly cheap. I got them on Amazon, but the tips tend to, so you can see they're not very good. They wear off and slip and scratch the watch. I think nothing better than a good quality Swiss knife is what I use. One other thing you'll need is I use a sewing needle or something very fine and pointy to be able to remove the crown and stem of the watch to get the mechanism out. Right here, where near my fingernail, you can see there's a small little notch between the case back and the case itself. This is where I'll slide the knife to just pop the back off. See, just a small little twist with the knife and the cover pops right off. Next, we'll take off the little plastic retaining ring here that keeps the mechanism in the body of the watch case itself. Here. So to be able to remove the crown of the watch here and its stem, look for the word push. There's usually a push with a small little arrow right here which points right to that little spot there. This is where I'm going to insert my little needle. Push down on that and then you can pull out the crown and stem at the same time. I have to put down my phone while I film this. Not sure if I can grab it because it's pretty small, but let's see what we can do. So I just seat the needle in the little spot, grab the stem with my fingers, and it comes right up like you see. This is why I have this also little mat here. I can just put that there so I don't lose it. It doesn't roll away on me. So this is a first for me actually when trying to take the mechanism out of the watch. It's just coming apart and the watch face is actually staying in the watch. Not the desired outcome. Usually the whole thing, if you turn it upside down, just all comes out. But when that happened, well, you'll see here all the hands fell off the face. So I'm gonna have to pull this out, at least to get the mechanism off first and get the face out of the box of the watch itself. Like, here we go. So we got the old watch mechanism. Put this over here, in another place. And now I gotta get the face out of the watch itself and grab the hands and be able to put them back in later on. One thing I always do when changing a battery and especially a mechanism is put an X on the back of the old one, so I know which one was the old one and is broken and not the new one. So if I do get them mixed up, I don't end up putting the bad mechanism back in the watch and then wondering why it doesn't work. Okay, silly me. There's no way I'm going to get this large face of the watch out of this small back hole. So the only way that's going to happen is to remove the crystal of this watch. Not what I was hoping, not what I planned for, and I didn't look at this properly, and I didn't think it through because there's just no way I'm going to get this out of the back. Bigger challenge than I thought. So one way to attempt to get the crystal off, to get the face off, so I can get the hands out, to get the mechanism back on, I'm going to try this, and that's going to be to get this little air pump installed on here and see if with air pressure I could blow the face off of the watch, the crystal off of the watch. Let's see. So using this little thing did not work. Too much air would escape, from there. What I did do is I took this compressed air duster, slightly enlarged the tip here of the straw itself using my tweezers. Just shoved it in the end and turned and made the hole slightly larger. Applied the tip right here to where the crown goes in, and just a slight bit of air and a little pop later, and you can see the crystal, actually the case split open. Here we go, the crystal just popped right off the case. There you go. So yeah, it worked much better than I thought. Now I can get access to the hands, the face, and change my mechanism, then put this back on with my press. So now I'll just turn the watch over slightly to let the hands drop out. There, and the back face. Everything is out now. I can just pick up the hands, put them away for now. One here. The other one over there next to it so I don't lose them. Now my face is out. And voila. I might give it a quick dusting too, and I can now start reassembling everything. So here are the two mechanisms, the new one right here, Miyota GL22, and the old one, Miyota GL20. So I'm hoping they're the same. The dimensions, everything else looks the same. I don't know what the difference is between 2 and 20. Maybe it's just a revision number, but they look identical. So I'm going to go ahead and put it together. So making this fit, you see on the back of the watch face, there are two little posts, one here, one there, and they line up with holes on the back of the watch. Let me get this to focus properly. There we go. There's one here, and the other one is right there. So once you get all that aligned, then the face will just press fit onto the watch mechanism. So I have the new mech press fit onto the back of the face of the watch. You can see the post sticking out here where the hands will go. That's what's next, is let's fit the hands on this. This will be very delicate. I will probably not be able to show you this, but I'll see what I can do. But essentially, you'll need to push down on the top of the hands as they go there with one of these tools. There's different size ends to them, and they're designed to push down the hands. So here I have the hand on the watch face. Important to make sure there's a gap between the hand and the back of the watch face and the watch face itself, so it doesn't rub on it. If not, it won't keep time properly. It'll just put too much force on it. This one's probably a little bit too high because then it'll rub on the minute's hand. The hour hand goes on the bottom, minute's hand goes on top. Notice there's how it's positioned here. So the other one, the stem is high enough, it'll just go right on top of that. So I need to push it down a little bit now to level it off and maybe lower the hand a little bit. Put this tool back on it and just press down on the side of the hand a little to reposition it. That should do the job. See there, that should be a nice distance. But once we get both hands on, we'll be able to make sure there's good clearance everywhere. So now I have the minute hand on top of the hour hand, and we'll look at that clearance. The best way to check the clearance now is once I get the crown and the stem back into the mechanism and start turning the hands, I'll see if everything clears properly. Then I'll put it into the watch. I can take the stem, take the crown and its stem back out afterwards. But here it looks okay. Now I've got the hands on and I've seated the face back inside the watch itself. I'm gonna have to make sure it's aligned. Now it's not centered. Then I'll get put the stem and crown back in. Getting the crown back in is just the reverse of when you took it out. So you just take the same needle, press the same spot, and then just push the crown and its stem into the watch mechanism. So the hands are back on. I checked that there's no interference. Next step is to get the crystal back on. So I have a press here and I measured the diameter of this one, 42. It's just over the crystal. So I'm gonna put it underneath the press and see if I can get this in without cracking anything. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Does not sound good. Let's see, did it work? When I said it didn't sound good, it's because I didn't hear a clip or a chunk or anything that indicates that it's seated. But when I look at it, it looks pretty well seated. Maybe not quite here. You can see a little bit of the red, which was a red gasket. I think that's red, or is it just light? I'll check, see if this is a bit of the red gasket. If it is, it's not quite seated. I may need either a smaller or a bigger press diameter to get this down properly. So upon inspection, it looks like it's seated properly. So all that's left now is to get the retainer ring back in here, lining up this notch with the stem and the crown here. Sorry about that. Let's get this in here. There. You can actually hear it when it fits in. And then finally, just get the back cover back on. Again, lining up, there should be a notch in this for the stem. Yeah, right here. You can see the notch there for the stem. Then that goes over here. And then just press it closed with my thumbs. I should be able to get this closed. I don't need the press, and we're done. So now we have it. One completed, retrofitted, new mechanism, Hugo Boss watch. Everything's back on. So I'm going to wear it now for a day before giving it back to my brothers and make sure the hands are staying in place, nothing came loose, and it's keeping time properly, and we're good. Thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed, and it was or could be useful to you also.